everyone, welcome to the YouTube channel Aesthetic Gardening. Hope you all are doing good. In this video, I will show you how to repot adeniums and some care tips for the adenium plants. Adenium plants, also known as the desert roses or the mock azaleas, are the species of the succulent plants native to the arid regions of Africa and Arabia. They are grown best in the warm climate areas. They are commonly used for the bonsai art. Desirable varieties are commonly propagated by grafts. Are appreciated for their colorful flowers. They come in the different varieties and also for their unusual thick codices. The flowers of the adenium plants are large and trumpet shaped and come in the range of colors including pink, red, white, yellow, purple and many more. Cutting grown plants do not develop a desirable thick codex as quickly as the seed grown plants. They grow well in the full sunlight area. Minimum of the 6 hours of the sunlight is required for them to grow better. Growing them from cuttings is very easy as compared to the seeds. Adenium plants require well-draining soil and plenty of the sunlight to thrive and are generally drought tolerant. They are often grown as or potted plants and can be pruned and trained to form a bonsai-like shape. However, it is important to note that adenium plants are toxic if ingested and their sap can be irritating to the skin and eyes, so it is important to handle them with care. Now coming to the repotting, gently remove the adenium from its old pot by tipping it on its side and gently tapping the sides and bottom of the pot. You can also use fork to loosen the soil around the edges of the pot. Carefully loosen the root ball with your fingers and remove any dead or rotting part. As we remove the soil, we can see the structure of the roots and the codex. It has many fibrous roots below. In this plant, there is no need to cut the roots unnecessarily. This another plant was in the nursery bag, so its roots has grown deeper. As we are shifting it into the shallow pot, we need to cut it from below. Remember, always use the sterile shears to prune them or cut them. This part is of no use and we can discard it. Remember to always use the fungicide powder to apply over the cut area and below the codex all over the roots before we repot the plant in order to avoid the root rotting. I am using here Saf fungicide powder. Adeniums can survive outside the soil for 7 to 14 days. Ideal method is to hang them in the air to dry before repotting in order to avoid the root rotting. These are the shallow pots in which we are going to repot them. You can see the drainage holes below. Always use a pot which has good drainage holes. For the potting mix, we require 40% of the garden soil, 40% of the construction sand, 20% of the vermicompost and 20% of the old cow dung compost. Always use the cow dung compost which is at least 1 year old. The construction sand or cinder or brick species if you have in the potting mix. Add 1 tablespoon of the bone meal powder, 1 tablespoon of the Saf fungicide powder and 1 or 2 spoons of the neem cake powder Now mix all of it well. You can use the pebbles or the rocks to cover the drainage holes. I'm using here the shade net in order to cover the drainage holes so that the soil does not come out of the pot along with the water. Now fill half of the pot with the potting mix and place your adenium plant above the soil. Now fill the soil into the surrounding area. Leave a small gap between the top of the soil and the rim of the pot to allow for the watering. Water the adenium for 2 to 3 days after 2 to 3 days and place it in a bright sunny location. This is it. We are done with the repotting. Now allow the adenium to settle into the new pot for a week or few before fertilizing it with the balanced fertilizer. We are done with the repotting. If you want to encourage your adeniums to produce more flowers, here are some tips. Provide adequate sunlight. Adeniums require a lot of sunlight to produce flowers. Make sure they are placed in the location there they can receive at least 6 hours of the sunlight each day. Water them appropriately. Adeniums are drought tolerant plants, but they still require regular watering. Excessive watering can cause root rot. Fertilize it regularly. Use a phosphorus-rich fertilizer to promote the flower production. They benefit from the regular fertilization during their growing season, typically from spring to fall. Prune them for shape. Pruning will help to promote a bushier plant with more branches, which can lead to more flowers. This is it for today. If you like my video, do like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel Aesthetic Gardening. Bye bye, happy gardening. See you in the next video.